Welcome back to another episode of Cup of Joe Crypto, where I bring you the latest news in Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies. Before I get started, guys, please make sure you smash that like button, give me a thumbs up. This channel has been very difficult to get started, and new subscriber makes a difference. So please help me out and hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends and family. Just know that I am not a financial advisor and nothing I say is financial advice. With that being said, let's get started. For most coin holders today, it was a green day with a total market cap of $219 billion, and BTC dominance at a lower 67.5%, was huddling around 70% there for a while. Bitcoin sitting at $8,241 with a 2% gain. Ethereum 177 with a 4% gain. And as you know, Cardano, I am a fan of. 3% gain, sitting in the 12th spot. So almost every single top 10 coin had a gain. Not everyone did. So a good day overall. And with that said, let's get right into some interesting news. McAfee explains his rationale for why he still sees a $1 million Bitcoin by 2020. Crypto and the blockchain write about the enterprise blockchain, cryptocurrency finance, and regulation. Here's Mr. McAfee. As a controversial personality and well-known expert in the world of computers and antivirus software, it is only fitting that John McAfee would be involved in the cryptocurrency space. In 2017, the founder of what became one of the world's top software security companies, McAfee Associates, boldly predicted crypto's largest asset, Bitcoin, would hit a price of $1 million per Bitcoin by the end of the year 2020. His reasoning for such a big price tag lies in Bitcoin's total supply as well as logic. And here's an editorial note. Investing in crypto coins or tokens is highly speculative and the market is largely unregulated. Anyone considering it should be prepared to lose their entire investment. Let's get real. There are only 21 million Bitcoins, McAfee said to me in the September 23rd interview, 7 million of which have been lost forever. And then if Satoshi, Bitcoin's anonymous creator, is dead, add a few more million, he added. Bitcoin has a cap supply of 21 million coins. That being said, McAfee mentioned many coins have been lost since Bitcoin's creation in 2009. In the asset's early days, when it was hardly worth any money at all, people were more careless with their storage of the asset, as detailed in a Fortune article. One individual even tossed out a storage device with 7,500 Bitcoin on it, and an article from The Verge said. Additionally, Bitcoin's anonymous creator Satoshi Nakamoto is believed to have a stash of Bitcoin stored away. It's trading around $8,130 on Coinbase at the time, and Bitcoin has had a great year, jumping from below $4,000 to almost $14,000 in price. In 2017, Bitcoin saw an exuberant price rise from below $1,000 all the way up to almost $12,000, according to price data from Azari.io. In any case, just run some numbers, McAfee said. If Bitcoin gets to be 5% of the world's financial transactions, which all know it will, he said, even mentioning maybe 10% or 20%, then Bitcoin would be worth 10 million per coin based on those numbers. I'm just a very conservative man, McAfee said with a laugh. I said 1 million and I'm sticking to 1. With a history deep in programming, McAfee was the brains behind what would become one of the world's leading antivirus software solutions. According to information from an ABC report, after leaving McAfee Associates, a company founded, now called McAfee, in the 1990s, McAfee went on to work on numerous other notable endeavors, including his latest, campaigning for a presidential bid for the 2020 elections on behalf of the Libertarian camp. And an infamous person of influence, the edgy McAfee also is clearly firm in his beliefs, running his political campaign in exile according to charges of using cryptocurrencies in criminal acts against the U.S. government, he said in January 2019 tweet. Bitcoin has commonly referred use cases such as its storage as a method of transaction or a type of investment, although use as a store of value seems to be the front runner. McAfee provided a few insights in agreement with the store of value concept. I think Bitcoin represents simply a store of value, McAfee said. It is surpassed in every respect technology and functionality, he explained. Ethereum's got smart contracts. I mean, Bitcoin is just an exchange. Bitcoin leaks privacy. The tech expert also dove into aspects of privacy regarding Bitcoin. Each Bitcoin transaction is posted online to a public ledger for anyone to check. If one person sends Bitcoin to another, either party can go online to check the transaction and even see the other party's entire wallet balances, as well as any other transaction involving those wallets, he explained. One, if a plumber came and fixed your sink and you paid him 40, he went into the bank and goes, "I'd like to cash this check. Mr. McAfee wrote it to me and I'd like my $40. And while you're there, would you please tell me what his balance is? And from now on, forever, would you please inform me every time he has an incoming wire or deposit, and every check that he writes, and to whom?" That's what Bitcoin is, McAfee said. Would you be happy if your bank did that? He added. Please, you know you wouldn't. We know if anybody has any sense, and if you understand human nature, then privacy coins will be the winner. Privacy coins, also sometimes referred to as anonymous coins, are cryptocurrencies such as Monero and Zcash that tout capabilities to hide transactions and other activities. So yeah, there is still some, definitely some things that need to be fixed with Bitcoin. But guys, again, as I've said in so many videos, and we'll say in so many future videos, we are so early on in the Bitcoin process that there are errors, not errors, but there are adjustments that need to be made in order for Bitcoin to reach its fullest potential. With as early as we are, I believe it's just a matter of time before we get into the next steps and fix the so-called broken pieces of Bitcoin. As you guys know, and I just told you, Cardano being one of my favorite projects. Cardano and New Balance will team up to stop counterfeit kicks. John Biggs writes, IOHK CEO Charles Hoskins announced a partnership with sneaker manufacturer New Balance at the Cardano Summit in Bulgaria on Saturday. The stated goal: to use IOHK's Cardano blockchain to ensure that New Balance shoes are authentic. In a video below, Hoskinson offers a tidbit about the planned partnership, and I quote, "For a little while we've been working with a shoe company. Do you guys know New Balance? Well, we're working on an authentication product with the Cardano blockchain. New Balance will be announcing more news on October 14th, Hoskinson said. He pointed to the New Balance partnership as an interesting example of possible mass adoption. He also expects to see more additions to the platform over the next year. In terms of new features and functionality, I think that there are two that we really have to make sure we get into Cardano 2020 roadmap," he said. Hoskins also noted Cardano may soon have Ethereum interoperability. IOHK is collaborating with New Balance on an authentication pilot project that is a consumer-level verification solution which will allow purchasers to confirm the authenticity of footwear on the distributed ledger. So after we just got done explaining how Bitcoin has some things that they need to tighten up, again, Cardano shows you again how early on we are, but the capabilities that the blockchain technology can bring is unbelievable, guys. Imagine buying some of the most counterfeited Nikes in the world, and you're able to use blockchain technology to identify whether these shoes are authentic or not. Same with sports memorabilia. How many autographs are forged? If we can figure out a way to make sure that those are authenticated. I mean, the list goes on and on as to what you can use this technology for to authenticate what's real, what's not real, what's counterfeit, and what's not counterfeit. It's just the technology is so early and brings so much potential. Guys, we are in such exciting times in the space of blockchain, Bitcoin, and all cryptos. It's so hard for me to sit here and not get so animated because I'm so pumped up about the technology and where the future brings, what the future may bring for us. Real quick, we kind of dove in depth early on, but just a different way to put that into terms. McAfee explains sex, drugs, and Game of Thrones, the McAfee Guide to Surviving Bitcoin's Apocalypse. as many of us older adults are into Game of Thrones, I figured this would bring some laughs to you guys. John McAfee says, "Watch Game of Thrones, not crypto price charts." He also goes to state a note he knows a thing or two about meltdowns, and he's long claimed that he knows a thing or two about Bitcoin as well. He tweeted out a succinct how-to manual for shell-shocked cryptocurrency investors who might be ready to cut their losses and cash out. McAfee said he firmly believes that the Bitcoin price will soar to $50,000 in medium terms and onwards and upwards to $1 million in less than 15 months. What cryptocurrency investors need to worry about is the stomach churning short term. He suggests you stop wringing your hands and distract yourself by indulging in three of humanity's favorite vices: sex, drugs, and Game of Thrones. Here's the full text of his 269 character how-to manual. Ignore this drop in Bitcoin's price. I am firmly with Peter Brandt in his medium-term 50K price prediction. I am also firm on my 1 million price by the end of 2020. Stop wringing your hands. Watch Game of Thrones reruns or woo your spouse or finish off your drug stash. All is well, unquote. No HBO subscription and too scrupulous to illegally stream one of the most pirated shows of all time. You can always dive into an original A Song of Ice and Fire novel through. At this rate, the crypto market will recover before Author George R.R. Martin finishes writing the final two books in the series. And then it goes on to say the clock ticks on McAfee's bewildering Bitcoin price bet, which we discussed earlier. So, guys, again, I know McAfee's a bit of a nut, but there is no reason to panic about all the discussion that's going on about the price meltdown. It's happened many, many times, and it will happen many, many more. We need to focus on the long term. Again, I showed you so many reasons how that we are so early on in the technology and how much potential this space truly has to go before it reaches its fullest potential. We are a dot. We are a star in the sky compared to what we're going to be in the end game. Sit back, stop looking at your portfolio every day, dollar cost average, and then in the end, everything will be okay. Guys, thank you as always for watching this show. Share it with your friends and family. And until then, see ya.